Middle of funnel UGC, let's get into it. So there's really 6 core formats, or at least as far as we're concerned, these are the 6 core formats that we tend to work with the most. I can't think of anything that comes outside of this type of framework. If there is some that I haven't thought of, let me know and I can add them in here. But really the 6 core types of UGC videos that you will be often working with will essentially be these. So product demonstrations, how-to instructions, testimonials and reviews, vlogs, or before and afters. Kind of classify them as the same things because you can't really do before and after like images on Facebook and Instagram, but a really great way of doing that is in a vlog, so you can show it over an extended period of time and then it's a longer video. Kind of gets you around some of those rules. Unboxings, and then authority content, which is less UGC, but it still fits into the same area of the funnel that we use it in. At the heart of these videos, they're all essentially doing the same thing, which is showcasing the post-purchase experience pre-purchase. Because the idea here is that we're looking to build proof and trust with people that are interested in learning more about our product or our solution. We use UGC quite heavily there because it allows us to help nurture that customer closer to purchase by using a similar type of tactic to Amazon reviews, in which they showcase the target customer or the target avatar having a great experience with the product so that other customers can identify with that person and see a bit of themselves in them and go, oh, well, if this guy's getting those great results or he's having a great experience with this product, he's a guy like me, I might have a great experience too. And again, going back to our value equation, it's helping to increase that perceived likelihood of achievement as well for that customer when they see someone like them having the same results. So that's really the core reason why we use these types of assets in this part of the funnel. Now with any of this UGC, and I don't think I'll go through it in this video, but there'll be another video further down about how to go and get this stuff and how you can reach out to people to actually generate this content. I think this video will focus on core fundamentals of UGC, what to kind of create in the briefs so that you know what you're aiming for and what you're shooting for in terms of generating. And then I'll walk you through a few examples as well, just so that you can see the differences between a few of these formats. Now with any of these formats, they're all going to follow a similar framework in terms of the way that you want to brief them, and also in the way that you want to think about re-editing them and creating more variations out of the assets that you've got. With any of this stuff as well, you probably want to over-engineer it or over-request creative. You don't want to have all of your eggs in one basket because, just to use an example, let's say you got this guy to do some testimonials and reviews. Whilst it may work, you might also have a situation where the target customer that you're going after isn't 40 to 50-year-old bald guys, and it's like younger, fitter, healthier women, for example, in which case if you just did a whole series of content with this guy, it's going to totally miss the mark. And despite all the planning that you've done, it's not going to be the right fit for that target customer. So you definitely want to think about this in terms of a spectrum, getting enough content to appeal to enough of the right types of customers that you're going after so that something has a chance of hitting. And with the frameworks I'm about to show you, the whole idea here is being able to generate more shots on goal so that you can find something that sticks, as opposed to having all of your eggs in 1 or 2 videos or 1 or 2 baskets, deploying them and them potentially not working because you've put all that time and energy into just 2 videos. The smarter way to go about it is to try and over-engineer angles and variations so that you can re-edit some of those videos. And instead of getting just 2 videos with the bald guy, now you can get 2 or 3 videos from each person, which you can then turn into 30 videos because I'm going to show you the framework that you can re-edit those videos through. Cool. So let's jump into that. Over here, we have our slide on the anatomy of the perfect UGC video. So there's really 4 parts to it, or you could really break it down into 6 parts, but we've kind of grouped some of these together to keep it simple. At the start, you've got the hook. This is really if this doesn't hit, the rest of the video doesn't matter because no one's going to care, no one's going to see it. So the hook is how you grab people's attention. Imagine you're scrolling through Facebook, you're scrolling through Instagram, you're scrolling through TikTok. No one on the planet is looking through those platforms and seeing ads and going, oh, cool, an ad for something. Let me give this ad 60 seconds to tell me what it's all about and why I should take notice. No one browses their social media like that. What you actually have is a situation where people will give you 2 to 3 seconds to catch their attention. And if it's interesting enough, maybe they'll watch another 3 to 5 seconds. And if that's interesting enough, they might watch another 3 to 5 seconds. So you can really start using this framework to start knowing what to optimize when you start looking at where your video views drop off, because each part of this should help lead the person to the next stage. So at the front here, we've got our hook. It's got to be interesting. It's got to be something that's eye-catching, that maybe is a little bit quirky or weird, or just something that's going to stop people in their scroll so that you've got a chance of getting to the problem. So some examples here are like, send us your shit. That was a really funny one for like a health testing, nutrition testing service that you'd actually send your shit in, and they would sample it. So that was a really interesting pattern interrupt. Worked really well. Sick of being tired all the time would be another awesome hook if you're selling vitamins or some sort of energy drink. You want things here that people are going to relate to, but it's also alluding to some more interesting content or something of value in this video that's going to help benefit them. Top four gut health hacks, or this is why, problem everyone experiences, or how to wake up with more energy. Again, we're looking to test different angles here to grab people's attention. When you're briefing your content in as well, and depending on how you're going about getting it, which as I said, will be in a different video, you want to be requesting or working with those influencers, content creators, friends, family, however you're getting this content, to try and film multiple hooks that you can use with that video piece. Not to jump ahead, I'm going to show you how to map this out, but you really want to be thinking about multiple hooks for each of these videos, for each of these avatars. Which is why it's really important to go through that whole project plan as well, because that's going to give you a lot of starting points to help generate some of those hooks and some of those ideas, because it is really hard just to sit in a dark room and go, okay, it's going to be these 5 ideas, like send them out, let's do it. Probably need to map out 100 to find the 5 good ones. So that's the hook. 3 seconds to catch someone's attention. It's got to be catchy. It's got to be interesting. It's got to be something that either presents some value, or it's weird, or it's something that's going to just stop someone scrolling. Now that you've got their attention, now you've got to tell them why they're here and how you can help them, or how you can make their lives better. So we call this the problem agitate phase. You've earned their attention. Now it's time to expand on the problem and make it relatable. So some examples here, like every day I wake up feeling tired, cranky, and just not wanting to get out of bed. Super relatable. Or whenever I eat cheese, I feel like my stomach is going to explode. Again, pretty funny. That's something that if you have that same problem too, then seeing that in the content is going to help buy you the next 3 to 5 seconds of that person's attention. Again, I'll show you some examples in a second of how other brands are doing this, but the more that you can, again, define what that customer is after and what problems they have in their day-to-day life, it makes it way easier to instruct the creators or the people that you're working with to create these videos to really hammer down on that problem. Now that you've set up the problem, the customers or the viewers are with you. They're like, cool, yep, I have that problem too. Now what? That's when we go to the solution and proof. It's either how does that product solve that problem for people, or for this creator, or for the person that's showcasing the testimonial or the review or the unboxing. What's the solution that your product offers, and how did it work out for the creator? So we're showing the proof. That's why I tried certain products here. The only product I've ever found that solves my problem, or my doctor recommended this thing and I haven't looked back. That type of content there is really closing out, showing that the product works, and really showcasing that post-purchase experience. Like, this is why you should buy, because X results. That's the solution and proof part. And then at the end, what do viewers need to do next? What's the call to action? Do they need to go to a site to sign up? Do they need to go and fill in a quiz to find out what their perfect item is? If they're ready to say goodbye to that problem they have, do this. Call to action at the end is really what drives people to the website to go and take the next step. It's all about encouraging that person down the next step of the funnel. Those are really the 4 core components of UGC. And once you break it down this way, you can then start really understanding how you can then go out and brief a creator to create 3 to 5 hooks, maybe a couple of different versions or a couple of different sentences about the problem so that you can switch them in and out. Same thing about the solution and the proof. What have they done? How have they used it? What do they experience? Again, if you get them to talk about all of that, you can cut certain parts out of it and create multiple videos out of that. And then the call to action, you might only have 1 or 2 calls to action here. And honestly, if people are getting this far to the end of the video, that's a pretty good sign, because you'll still be able to retarget them. There's less optimization that you can do on this end. It's more of these first 3 that are really the core parts. But again, if you can get multiple calls to action or multiple different pushes to the next stage, it's worth testing, because again, you don't know exactly what that right combination is going to be to really develop those killer UGC videos. So let's jump into a few examples here, and you'll see how this framework here really fills out in these videos. These are for all different products. Let's jump into this one first. This is obviously a testosterone booster, so a difficult product to advertise on Facebook. Notice here how we've got the hook, we've got the problem, we've got the solution, we've got the call to action. I'll let this play through.
I feel like Hugh Hefner in his prime. It's really incredible.
I went to the doctor. I thought my testosterone level was low. He said it was. So I started taking this stuff. It really works.
I've been taking T-Drive, and let me tell you, this stuff works.
T-Drive has been absolutely amazing for me and my clients. This will improve your motivation, your mental drive, your performance in and out of the gym.
And I'm lifting heavier, I have more endurance, and I'm recovering much faster even after an intense workout. And as happy as I am about that, the best part has to be how this has helped things with the missus. We are both happy, and I mean very happy.
Ever since taking T-Drive, I've put on about 5 pounds of muscle. My workouts have been insane these days.
After trying T-Drive myself, my energy is through the roof. My overall performance is better than ever.
My performance is better, my focus is better, and my recovery is better. And it has been amazing for me.
I feel like night and day better. Highly recommend it. My physical performance is like it was in the 20s.
If you're trying to get your hormones in check, T-Drive will definitely do that for you.
If you're looking for that extra boost, that extra momentum, and you're looking to get back into the game, take T-Drive.
It literally makes my body feel younger again. I definitely suggest you try it out for yourself.
It contains ingredients that I think every man needs to become a superstar. I highly recommend giving it a try. It's made a huge difference for me, and I think you're going to see awesome results as well.
And then call to action at the end. So notice with this video, the hook was I feel like Hugh Hefner in my prime. It was very short, it's a couple of seconds, but the idea there is it's gonna grab people's attention. Then it went into the problem. So the first guy saying his energy's low and here's the product that he has found to solve that problem. And then it was a really extended run through of the solution and the proof that it works with all the different celebrities. And they also kind of combined a couple of the different UGC formats that we went through at the start of this video into one with like the elite fitness trainer and the old guys, the fitness guys, the elite athletes. Like they're combining a lot of authority in there as well as part of this. And I guess that's the other bit to mention is that it's not just about 6 formats and you've got to do it this way. And you can start blending those together too and take some unboxing footage and take some testimonial footage and break it down into those 4 components. But yeah, that example there's a great example of sort of textbook UGC. To give you another example here, this is another supplement here, but again, notice how there's a really strong hook here, kind of makes it very relatable. They set up the problem, they set up the solution, and there's the call to action. Here we go.
This is why your joints constantly hurt. You're in pain because your joints are inflamed. A high level of cytokines in your body is what causes that. Too many cytokines causes inflammation because your immune system becomes too active. A natural solution for this is supplementation, but you need to make sure you're taking the right ones or you're just wasting your money. I found a supplement that actually works. It's from a Norwegian company and it's called Vitalive. It's a great quality turmeric supplement. It can improve your joint mobility and flexibility, help you feel less stiff and more comfortable. And one of the reasons that I'm taking it, speed up that trauma recovery. Vitalive has a club and their members get significantly reduced prices. I really still cannot believe how affordable their supplements are. And since you really need to take this supplement for at least like a couple of months to get the full benefit, it just makes sense to become a member of the club so that you can save some money. So go check out their website and see if the prices are still available. It's your time to say goodbye to joint pain.
Cool. So same idea. We have you're in pain. So again, pretty strong pattern interrupt. Then we go into the problem. So a high level of cytokines causes the inflammation and joint pain and all the problems. The solution is this supplement. Here's all the proof. It's a Norwegian company. It's great quality. This guy looks like a doctor too. So again, it's kind of blurring some of the authority content with the testimonial review content. Improves your joint mobility, etc., etc. Subscription, affordable, call to action is go and join and become a member if they've got those prices available to really create that urgency that, oh, maybe they've sold out or maybe this is over. Let me go and take action. Notice with this too, this looks like one single pass through or one shot that's been recorded, but there's ways here that you could cut a different intro in here. So you could cut in between there and either have a different hook because there's other versions of, I'm sure, of this video, because he's talking here somewhere about trauma recovery. I can't find it now, but he's talking about trauma recovery and part of the solution part. I would imagine, this isn't a client of ours, this is just an example I've pulled out. I would imagine there would be a version of this video where he would be talking about, like, have you had, I don't know, trauma to your joints, or have you been in a car accident and can't get over the pain, to link it back to that solution. So when you're thinking about it in those 4 components of the anatomy of the UGC, it makes it a lot easier to go and brief out all that content and not have all of your eggs in one basket of like, this guy's shot this one video and now we deploy it. Does it work? Doesn't it not work? You would get a whole bunch of content back from this guy and you would turn this into 5 to 10 videos and then launch all of them to see what combination works best and optimize it from there. Next example here is from Revive, an eyelash serum. Again, notice how it's hook, problem, solution, call to action.
I grew insane lashes. This serum gave me the thickest, longest lashes in weeks. You need to get this.
Cool. Super simple one. That's only 20 seconds. There wasn't a lot in here around the problem, but the way that they set it up here is like how I grew insane lashes, gave me the thickest, longest lashes in weeks. So it's kind of like an inverse problem. Like they're kind of claiming the benefits, but the implied messaging here is that most people are suffering from like not thick, long lashes, and this is how you get that problem solved. Okay, very last video, I want to show you something that kind of blends the authority with the unboxing style of video. Now this one doesn't have quite as strong a hook on the front, but it still worked really well. Again, the goal here is it's about showing that someone that's an expert in the field for the target customer that you're going after has recommended this product, which again helps build that proof that it's going to work for them too, and really helps address that part of that value equation. So let's jump into this.
Hey, Dr. Brian Pankow here from Nobility Performance. I am the clinic chiropractor, and I am here today talking about the Evo Strength portable rope. This is an awesome tool to have at the clinic because you can stick it to pretty much any surface, the walls, the ceilings, the floor, the windows, and right then and there you've got this cable setup, and it allows me to interact and better treat my patients because I'm able to actually run through rehab exercises with them and demo strengthening exercises. One of the common exercises that I'll be dealing with is going to be rotator cuff injuries. So say you have infraspinatus weakness, really easy to just get those external rotations in. And then you can easily do some stuff like a pull-off press for core stability. And these are awesome because they don't take up too much space. They're fairly inexpensive for what you're getting. And it just makes me able to practice better for my patients.
So those are some examples of some UGC. Very last thing I want to show you is the second page of our UGC doc here. So, like I said, you want to be thinking about your UGC in these four kind of frameworks or four parts of the framework. And so when you're planning this out, you really want to be thinking about like who are you going after, because the creator that you're using needs to be relatable to the target customer that you're going after. If you're selling yoga pants for women, don't have a middle-aged guy doing the unboxing or doing the demonstration because it's just not going to make any sense. So you really want to think about who's the avatar that we're going after. What is it that they want? So what are their desires? What are their things that drive them along? What are the core things that they're emotionally attached to? If you haven't watched the project plan part where we're really diving into the ideal customer profile and their desires and what they want, go back and watch that because that's going to really help with this section. If you have multiple products, then this is just where you want to map out which product you're sending to which person. If you don't have multiple products, you can delete this column. And then the hooks. So again, going back to the project plan, what are the different hooks that we thought of for our product? Just using the first day example that we were going through in the project plan, we have certain hooks in there like wanting to cut down on sugar or wanting to lose weight, wanting to have more energy to spend time with the person's kids. There's different hooks in there that can grab people's attention in a different way. So you want to map those out for the video content that you're planning on producing. Then what's the problem? What's the solution? How are you setting that up in terms of the framework for the creator to develop their content around? Like what problem should they be expressing, or what problem should they be sharing with their viewers? And then what was the solution that your product had that had an impact on helping them solve that problem? And then what's the call to action? Once you map these out, and I would map these out like multiple versions for each video, you'll start to see how these line up with different avatars or different creators you might be able to go after. And then when you're putting the briefs together, you can start requesting, hey, can you give me 3 different hooks for this intro and talk about these problems so that you can cut it up and to create multiple versions of that video. Same thing with the call to action, same thing with the solution. This combined with the framework really is what we use to churn out dozens and dozens and dozens of variations of UGC videos. The other thing that I didn't mention that I just mentioned in this video, but doesn't deserve like a whole video on it. But once you start getting content back, what you can do with some of these video pieces is start grabbing frames from the video as well and using them as static images. So I don't know if I'd use this frame, but it's going to let me kind of sift through. But you might have an image in there with the person holding the product or drinking a smoothie or whatever it might be, where you can add text and make that look more interesting. That's another way that you can leverage the content that you're already developing to create more winning ads. In the next video just below, I'm going to show you how to go and structure the briefs and also some ways that you can go and get this content with some other templates that we've got here for sending messages to influencers, and also a link to some services you can just go and pay and generate this content as you need it. So stay tuned for that one.